Some people think Photoshop's transform feature is fairly difficult to use because they've heard it requires super steady hands and eagle eyes, but this is not the case. Though doing a transform by eye does take some practice, it isn't the only way to tackle the problem. We can open our file to start, and note that there are several layers of content over here in the Layers panel. If we want to adjust, say, the size of one of our elements, the usual thing to do first is select the layer or content we want to work with. I've used the red flower layer here. A simple click will do. We can then go to the Edit menu, to the Transform command, and choose the kind of transform we want to do from the submenu. Let's start with Scale. When we click this, we see a selection frame around the layer content, and we can drag the sizing handles at the corners or at the sides to scale up or down. While we do this, we can watch the Options panel at the top and see the percentage of the size change. When we get the selection to the size we want, we click the check mark at the right side of the Options panel to OK the change, and that's that. To rotate the layer, same basic procedure. We again select the layer, go to the Edit menu, to Transform, and Rotate, and move the cursor just outside any of the sizing handles. The cursor becomes a curved double arrow, and we can drag around either to the left or the right. The Options panel will again display the number of degrees of tilt, of rotation, and we can simply drag till we get what we want. Holding the Shift key constrains us to 15-degree increments, which can help. Again, when we're ready, click the check mark, and we're done. Working with the other commands, Skew, Distort, Perspective, and Warp, are a little more involved, but the same idea applies. We can use the various handles to apply the amount of transformation, and click the check mark to OK it. And if we want to do more than one transformation, we can go to the Edit menu, to the Free Transform command, and use any of the effects we want. The one point which isn't obvious about all this is if we want an exact size transformation, we can type the number into the Options panel. Let me again bring up the Scale controls here. The chain link button between the width and height is a big help. If we click this on before we type numbers in the spaces, we maintain the aspect ratio, the proportion of width to height, so the shapes don't get distorted unless we want them to. And if we want it in inches, say, we can select the number in either width or height, type whatever number, say 4, followed by the letters IN. And the program gets the hint and will now do the transform in inches. And as always, click the check mark to confirm it. Most people think Photoshop can't be quite as exact as Illustrator or CorelDRAW because it's a bitmap rather than a vector graphics program, but you just have to know the tricks.